The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.
Welcome to the show. Hi to everyone who's watching live on our YouTube channel. Go to youtube.com/The David Pakman Show, Monday through Thursday, 2 p.m. to watch live, 11 a.m. Pacific time. Hi to everyone watching from the I Love It When I Wake Up in the Morning and Barack Obama is President Facebook page, as well as everybody at the We Survive Bush, You'll Survive Obama Facebook page. John Kerry's replacement has been named, interim replacement. Deval Patrick has named Cowan, his former chief of staff, to be the interim senator replacing John Kerry until the special election is held on June 25th. Of course, John Kerry becoming Secretary of State, replacing Hillary Clinton in that position. The primary for the special election is set for late April. I'll be honest, I don't care that much about this choice of Cowan. It's a little interesting that it didn't go to Barney Frank, who indicated he was interested. And of course, Barney Frank, very well respected and a very popular guy in the House of Representatives, retiring, said, I would do the interim Senate thing, not chosen. I am really a lot more interested in the special election that's coming up, in which Democratic Congressman Ed Markey has said, I am going to be a Democratic candidate. We will see what the primary shapes out to be there. And the big question has been, looking back at former Senator Scott Brown, who initially got into the Senate on a summer special election and then in the first actual regular election was booted back out. Speculation that he will run again. And now we have evidence. There's a new poll from MassINC saying that if the election were held today, in a hypothetical election today between Scott Brown and Ed Markey, that Scott Brown is leading by about 22 points. A lot of people saying, listen, it's so early. Scott Brown hasn't even said he's a candidate. Nobody has started campaigning against Scott Brown because he's not a candidate. It is really a name recognition thing at this point. And Scott Brown, of course, has well more name recognition in Massachusetts than does Ed Markey. This is not a big deal. Now, we have to talk about another aspect here, which is that a lot of people are saying President Obama is somehow to blame here. In other words, President Obama should have known that by selecting John Kerry instead of Susan Rice, who removed her name from consideration, or anybody else, he was specifically opening up a situation where, again, Scott Brown, Republican, gets back in the Senate in one of these special elections. I actually reject this argument. I actually reject the argument. Number one, I know everything is political and everything is planned and scripted. I actually like the idea that President Obama said, I don't care about the political implications. I believe John Kerry, if this is what he believes, I believe John Kerry is the man for this job, and I'm going to select John Kerry regardless of the political implications. I'm agreeing, as he has, to come to Massachusetts and campaign for the Democratic candidate to replace John Kerry. The reality is, Democrats have to be able to win a Senate election in Massachusetts, particularly after the disaster of having lost one so embarrassingly just a few years ago when Scott Brown initially got in to the seat previously held by Ted Kennedy. I don't fault President Obama at all for this. If Massachusetts Democrats can't figure out a way to get a Democrat back in that seat, they don't deserve to have it. That's the reality.
Well, that was the wake-up call. I mean, I think if that special election had never happened, Scott Brown would probably win this one. If he runs. But, I mean, hopefully that's the wake-up call that people needed to actually get up and go vote here.
Particularly with that having happened, there is no excuse for Democrats to lose another election to a Republican, particularly Scott Brown, who we already have evidence that he had no staying power. He got in on a special election where almost nobody voted, and he was out at the first opportunity to vote him out. This is not a guy we want back in and then back out. Ladies and gentlemen, Democrats should not blame President Obama for this.